back to the channel. Hope everyone is doing well out there. So okay, we're going to hear a little bit more of this chapter 101. I hope you're not getting bored, because I'm not. We got another guru that came and told some stories in Joseph the Wizard's garden. His enchanted garden, man. All of the garden teachings are so juicy too. Everyone is going back to how the mind is a garden, if you didn't notice. And we're going to talk about Yogi Samadhi, and I wanted to show you a few things about Samadhi, because we've been talking about Samadhi, and this is the Buddhist's definition of Samadhi. So we saw that the Buddha talked about nirvana. Well, if you've been following the channel for a long time and you watched all the videos about yoga, then you know about walking samadhi. Okay, this is really good. I've done this portion of the Megillah on my channel already, but I just came here to read the definition of samadhi, because we were talking about nirvana. You know, in the last video, if you got to the end, you know about nirvana. But now we're going to listen to Yogi Samadhi. So it told us in the Megillah that this guy's name, his initiatic name, was Yogi Samadhi. He was amongst the most respected scholars and a yogi and martial artist of his generation, okay, at this time. So we heard from the Buddhist monk all about the Buddha, and I just wanted to say this, guys, real quick. These are the tools that I need to be using. I was just talking about some stuff, situations I was going through the past month or so in my life, and I told you I wasn't being as Christ-like as I would like to be. And then bam, I get directed to this scroll, and these are the tools. I'm going to read the Eightfold Path real quick, just because it's like my answer to my prayer. And I had asked you guys to pray for me, so I just want you to know that these was the answers that were given to me about my situation. So Buddha's Eightfold Path is right understanding, that's number one. Then it's right thought, then right speech, then right action, then right livelihood, and right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. And I read them in the last video, broke them down, because there's a little breakdown of what each of them are. Okay, but this is the tools that need to be used for me right now. So those of you that are new here, this is really good. This is chapter 28 in the Holy Megillah Nasarean Bible of the Essene Way. Same book we're reading from now. And it talks about Yahshua when he was in India, and this is actually recorded from Berekyah's journal. So like I said, I think in the last couple of videos, it's awesome we know about Yahshua's time with Berekyah in India, but now we know from his father's scroll that Berekyah traveled from India and met Yahshua as a little boy, but that she was already from the same area before she went to India. So it's really good. Like I was saying, there's like a ping pong effect here, and that's kind of what happened as well with this story in here. So I'm not going to read it because it's going to take a long time, but you could pause it. This is what Yahshua's answer was to his best friend Johann. But I'd advise you, if you have the Megillah, check out chapter 28. It's going to help you understand what was happening when Yahshua was over there in India. Now, just a few more things about Yogi Samadhi, and then we're going to get started. Actually, Yogi Samadhi told a really good joke too, but it really wasn't a joke. What we ended up finding out was that both of these gurus told true stories that were jokes to them, but they really are teaching stories. That's the way Berekyah said. I wanted to read the joke about that guru, but we're going to skip that for right now. Now it makes me want to go and read that chapter 28 again, because there's a lot of stories in there about gurus that Yahshua met over there in India, and now I'm wondering where were these two gurus at during the time that Yahshua was spending in India. Yeah, so let's get going. So here we go. Yogi Samadhi speaks next and announces a change to his name. Verse 574. He said, as with many Buddhists, it's becoming common amongst Hindu yogis to consider Prakriti, or nature, to be bad or evil in relation to spirit, which is considered good. As Berekyah teaches, nature is not bad or evil in relation to spirit. Rather, nature is the cosmic school system for the training of souls. So, I went down a rabbit hole when I first read this. I started thinking about all kind of stuff, like, you know, claws and fangs and all this stuff, and how those things are created by our thoughts, words, and deeds. But I went and looked up Prakriti. So in Hinduism, for time, we're not going to read all that. We're just going to read number 1. It says Prakriti refers to cosmic nature. Okay, so verse 577, calling nature bad is like calling the entry level of a yoga school bad. Nature was designed by the Creator to be the field of activity by which souls learn love and wisdom, so as to advance on the spiral ladder of being. Prakriti, it says Mother Nature, is the context in which wisdom grows love in the eternal and infinite universal garden. With the encouragement of Berekyah, I have focused more and more on Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of love and devotion. Today, in this love-filled garden, I spontaneously feel called to add to my name. He says, as of now, my name is Bhakti Samadhi. Although some Buddhist and Hindu monks believe that a return to the void and the giving up of being a personality is the ultimate form of Samadhi, I disagree, as does my Buddhist friend Samana Dharma. As Berekyah teaches, and she teaches what the Holy Megillah teaches, the purpose of existence, which is Yah, and that's being, is to make love. Love is the supreme archetype to which all others, even wisdom, bend the knee in humble worship. My new chosen name, Bhakti Samadhi, is my affirmation that the highest form of Samadhi is not the return to the void, but is devotional Samadhi, the blissful worship, service, and absorption in divine love. That's beautiful. Berekyah introduced me to a Hindu Bhakti yoga named Narada. My sharing today will be to recite a teaching of his on Bhakti that I have set to memory. If my sharing in this garden does not seem obviously linked to gardening, please understand that it is, indeed, linked to spiritual gardening. It is my contention that the number 1 tool in the yogic tool shed is that of Bhakti Yoga. Here, now, is my recitation of one of Yoga Naradi's teachings on Bhakti. So this is really good. It says Yogi Bhakti Samadhi, because you know he changed his name, so he's Yogi Bhakti, shares 7 precepts of Yogi Narada on Bhakti Yoga. So this is really good, 7 precepts. I should make it all by itself, and I probably will one day. But here we go. Number 1, the highest truth is that love is the highest power and the fundamental reality of all that is. Number 2, all yoga practices are best practiced in the motivational context of Bhakti Yoga. Number 3, the fundamental fact of your being is love. Thus, the wisest yogis are Bhakti yogis. Number 4, Bhakti yogis have the best mantras, the best philosophy, the best yoga practice, the most bliss, and the highest realizations. The reason is the ultimate nature of the universe is what they expected. Capital Love. Thus, they are in harmony with reality. Number 5. A teacher of Bhakti Yogi that preaches these precepts is your best friend, or is amongst your best friends, and should be treated as such. Number 6. When a self gives up its attachment to being a self and then realizes it is nevertheless a self, divine grace can finally be realized. Number 7. A Bhakti Yogi does not skip a holistic spiritual practice, rather he or she makes Bhakti the center of their holistic sadhana. I call this practice Bhakti sadhana. The next to speak was Wizardess Mazaroth, the recently widowed mother of Berekyah. She said, "My beloved husband Yoreh the wizard wrote a song called I Am a Spiritual Garden, and I will sing it for you." So I'm going to work on that because that's coming next. I'm probably not going to sing it, but I'm going to work on the harmony to bring it in its clarity. But we're going to end this here. That was so exciting. So that was Yogi Bhakti. And it made me think of this. This is why I have Bodhisattva up here. So we were just told by two of the greatest gurus out of India way back then, around Yahshua's time. They were some of the most enlightened ones, and they could tell that the teachings from Berekyah was just taking them to the next level. And we were told in the last 2 videos or so that nirvana, which is what the Buddhist, fundamental Buddhism says is the highest level, that's not the highest level. Nirvana is a place where you want to reach, but it's where you become. Let's read this, because it's all in the words. A bodhisattva in Mahayana Buddhism is a person who is able to reach nirvana, but delays doing so out of compassion in order to save suffering beings. Okay, but those gurus told us that that's the next level after nirvana. And here, I guess the basic fundamental Buddhism says that you delay nirvana. But we've heard it all. We heard it from the horse's mouth, right? That these 2 gurus said that the teachings in the Megillah, that love is the highest. Let's read this here. It says that this individual has made a resolution to become a Buddha and often helps others on their path to enlightenment. Bodhisattvas are seen as compassionate guides who embody selflessness and wisdom. So, you just unspell the spelling, guys, for real, because in the English language it tells on itself. Selflessness and nirvana is where they give up being a self, and devotion and service is what comes next. They call in that Bhakti Samadhi, and the Megillah Nasareans call it walking Samadhi. It's a part of your everyday life. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. I could keep on going, but I'm gonna stop right there. I'll say some more in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. I'm so excited. The gathering is soon. I hope to see some of you guys there. And like I said, stay tuned in all ways possible. Stay tuned. I'll see you soon.